Hello, and welcome to episode 117 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. My channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a favorite of mine, Trog. Trog was released in 1990 by Midway. My first time playing this game was at Haunted Trails Arcade in Burbank, Illinois. Trog is a maze-style game in which you control a dinosaur with a 4-way joystick and a punch button. This game advertises to be in PLAYmation, which is a play on the word Claymation, which is a stop-motion form of animation which is often used with clay figures. The motions of all the characters of this game were filmed in Claymation. The object of this game is to move your dinosaur throughout a series of different islands to collect a series of colored eggs. You need to collect all the eggs on each island to continue to the next island. You need to be cautious because if you move too close to the edge of each island, you'll fall into the water, costing you a life. This game can be played with 1 to 4 players simultaneously. Each player controls a different colored dino. The first player will control the red dino named Rex. The second player will control the blue dino named Bloop. The third player will control the yellow dino named Spike. And the fourth player will control the purple dino named Gwen. Each player's dinos has equal strength, so there is no advantage of one dino over the other. Each colored dino will have a different victory dance for winning the round. Unlike most games at the time, you are able to choose any colored dino and not be required to choose player 1. The islands will consist of columns and rows that will be divided by different shaped fossils. Each island will be laid out with 10 columns of 6 fossils each. Your dino as well as the enemies will only be able to move between the fossils to move around the island. Although the islands look like different layouts, the basic 10x6 layout of fossils will remain, although there will be bone fossils between the regular fossils that will change the way you and the enemies can move around the island. Before the game begins, the first player to press the start button will have the option to choose which level to begin at. You'll have the option to begin at Island 1, 2, or 4. You'll earn bonus points for starting on the later islands. You'll only receive the bonus points after you clear the island. The game begins with 43 eggs placed throughout the island. To pick up the eggs, you need to move your dino across the egg and it will automatically be awarded to you. If there are 2 or more players, each player will have approximately the same number of colored eggs on the playfield. As each player collects their eggs, more eggs will regenerate until you clear 43 eggs. Once you collect all the eggs, the exit will appear. You need to enter the exit to clear the level. The first dino to enter the exit will be credited with winning the level no matter which dino collects their last egg first. There will be a series of one-eyed enemies called Trogs. Trogs, short for troglodytes, must be avoided because these enemies are trying to knock you out to eat you. The Trogs will appear from a hole in the ground. You could see the hole appearing as a warning that a new Trog will be appearing soon. You do have a weapon against the Trogs. You can punch these enemies to knock them off the island. You need to punch these enemies 3 times before they fly off the island, giving you temporarily 1 less Trog to deal with. There will be 4 different Trogs you will face throughout the game. Each Trog will be dressed in a different colored garb. The color of the garb will determine the type of weapon they will brandish. These differences will be covered more in depth later in the video. In addition to the Trogs and eggs, there will be a series of power-ups that will aid your dino. The first power-up is a red flower. Collecting these flowers will speed up your dino. If you collect more than 1 flower, your speed will continue to increase. The second power-up will be a yellow horseshoe. Collecting the horseshoe will put a force field around your dino, giving you temporary invulnerability. The force field will last for about 7.5 seconds. The third power-up will be a fiery pepper. Collecting this pepper will give your dino the ability to shoot fireballs for approximately 25 seconds. You can shoot the enemy Trogs, burning them up for extra points. The fourth power-up will be a light blue jewel. Collecting the jewel will freeze all the enemies on screen. When the enemies are frozen, it will only take 1 punch to knock them off the island. The enemies will remain frozen for approximately 11 3/4 of a second. The fifth power-up is a pineapple. Collecting the pineapple will change your dino into a large Tyrannosaurus Rex. When your dino is the Tyrannosaurus Rex, you can turn the tables and eat the Trogs for big points. There's also a mushroom that will occasionally appear, although collecting this item will slow down your dino, so it is best to avoid these mushrooms. The first set of islands will have Trogs dressed in brown garb. These enemies will only use their fists when attacking you. Coming in contact with the Trog won't necessarily cost you a life, although when you pass them, they will try to hit your dino, knocking them out. If a Trog knocks you out, it will pull out a knife and fork and eat your dino. Once a Trog eats your dino, it will belch and return underground. Beginning with level 4, the Trogs have discovered a new weapon against your dino. This weapon will be a club. By using the clubs, they will have a longer reach to knock out and eat your dino. These Trogs will be wearing red garb. Beginning with level 8, the island will be divided into sections that you just can't walk to. To access these sections, you need to use the transport chambers. By entering one of these chambers, your dino will temporarily disappear and will emerge from the other chamber. These chambers will have a flashing colored light just above the doors. The chambers will be color-coded, so if you enter the chamber with the red light, you'll exit from the other chamber with the red light. This will be true for the blue and yellow lighted chambers as well. Beginning with level 11, the Trogs have discovered the wheel. Now the Trogs will pop out of the ground with a giant stone wheel and roll it across the island. If one of these wheels contacts your dino, you will lose a life. The Trogs can also be crushed by these wheels. These wheels will change direction when they hit one of the bones and will only leave the playfield if they roll off the island into the water. The Trogs rolling these wheels will be wearing blue garb. Beginning with level 15, the Trogs have begun adding springs to their feet. By using the springs, they can jump across the playfield. If one of these Trogs lands on your dino, you will be stomped into the ground and you will lose a life. These Trogs will be wearing green garb. In addition to the jumping Trogs, there will also be spring platforms. Moving onto one of these platforms will launch your dino across the island. The direction you enter the platform will determine which direction you will be launched. If you enter the platform vertically, you will be launched horizontally near the opposite platform. If you enter the platform horizontally, you will be launched vertically near the opposite platform. You will never be launched diagonally. You will be stunned for approximately 1 second when your dino lands. If a Trog or wheel moves onto one of these platforms, they will be launched in the same direction as your dino. If one of the jumping Trogs jumps onto these platforms, they will be launched upward and smashed into the screen, killing itself. In addition to the power-ups, there are several items that will show up on the island that will harm your dino. The first harmful item will be the tar pits. These tar pits will appear at random and will cause your dino to get stuck and sink into them, costing you a life. These tar pits will also trap the Trogs, causing them to sink temporarily, giving you one less Trog to deal with. These tar pits will remain for about 3 seconds or until either your dino or a Trog get pulled into it. The second harmful item will be holes in the island. The club Trogs will occasionally bang their clubs on the ground, causing a hole to form in the ground. Falling into one of these holes will cost you a life. The Trogs can also fall into these holes, once again temporarily giving you one less Trog to deal with. These holes will remain on the island until the end of the level or your dino or Trog falls into it. In the later stages of the game, the Trogs have learned a new trick. The club Trogs have learned how to start fires. Touching one of these fires will burn up your dino, costing you a life. If one of the Trogs touches one of these fires, they will also burn up, and once again you will temporarily have one less Trog to deal with. The flames will remain on screen for approximately 11.5 seconds. Beginning on level 41, the solid eggs will be replaced with rainbow eggs. The rainbow eggs can be collected by any colored dino. Once the last egg has been collected, the exit will appear and any dino will be able to enter it. Just like before, the first dino to enter the exit will be credited with winning the level. If you are currently on a run with normal eggs and a new player joins, all the eggs will be converted into the rainbow eggs for the rest of the level. In addition to the regular levels, there will be 5 bonus levels. These levels will occur on levels 7, 14, 22, 31, and 40. These levels will be timed levels. Level 7 and 31 will be Trog Feast levels. During these levels, your dino will immediately become the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Once this happens, you will have 25 seconds to eat as many Trogs as you can for bonus points. The more players that play the bonus round, the less time you will have on the clock. Levels 14 and 40 will be Diamond Mine bonus rounds. During these levels, you will have 15 seconds to grab as many jewels as you can. There will be 30 jewels scattered throughout the island. You will earn a bonus for collecting all the gems before time runs out. Just like the other bonus round, the more players during this round, the less time you will have on the clock. Level 22 will be the barbecue bonus round. During this round, you will begin with the ability to shoot fireballs at the Trogs. You will have 20 seconds in which to shoot as many Trogs as possible for bonus points. Just like the other bonus levels, the more players that play this round, the less time there will be on the clock. After clearing level 48, you will have reached the Trog Cave. This island will have 4 caves at the top part of the island. Throughout the level, 150 Trogs will emerge from these caves. Although the Trogs in blue garb appear on this level, they will not be rolling the stone wheels. Once you defeat all the Trogs, the entire island will fill up with jewels. You have to collect these jewels in order to complete the level. Once you collect the final jewel, you'll get the congratulations screen stating your dino has made it home and your game will end. This game has a secret warp that allows you to skip islands. Beginning with the second island, beginning of each level, one of the eggs at the bottom of the screen will sparkle, showing you which one you need to collect last. Collecting the special egg glass will open a warp hole somewhere on the island in addition to the exit. Falling into the hole will advance you several levels, and all players will earn bonus points. During a multiplayer game, once the warp hole opens, any player can enter it to warp. The prototype version of this game played completely different than the final product. During the prototype version, you didn't have control of the dino. The punch button has been replaced with the bone button, which you use to add and remove bones from the playfield. The dino moves around the playfield on its own. You control a hand that will add and remove bones to guide your dino toward the eggs and away from the Trogs, although the Trogs are able to break the bones with their clubs. The prototype version has far fewer eggs per round than the final release and will have 32 islands as opposed to 49, and it doesn't have the secret warps. The power-ups are still in this version, although when you collect the fiery pepper power-up, your dino will shoot fireballs automatically. Two items that were in the prototype version included a speed bonus and an egg bonus given after completing each level. This version received such bad reception from test arcades due to the difficulty that the game nearly didn't make it to full release. The main reason this game wasn't scrapped was due to the amount of money spent on the Claymation animation, so the game was given a more Pac-Man style gameplay and the game received a more favorable response. Scoring for the game is as follows. You will earn 50 points for collecting each egg, 775 points for collecting each power-up, 100 points for punching each Trog, and 1005 points for punching a Trog off the island. You'll earn 1000 points for defeating each Trog by fireball or them falling off the island or into a pit. While the Tyrannosaurus Rex, you'll earn 10,000 points for eating each Trog during the bonus round, and during the regular levels you'll earn 10,000 points for eating the first Trog, 20,000 points for eating the second Trog, 40,000 points for eating the third Trog, and 80,000 points for eating the fourth and all further Trogs. During the gem round, you'll earn 500 points for collecting each red gem, 1,000 points for collecting each green gem, and 2,000 points for collecting each white gem. You'll earn a starting bonus of 200,000 points for beginning on level 2 and 400,000 points for beginning on level 4, although you must beat the level to earn the bonus points. During a multiplayer game, the first dino to complete each level will earn a 25,000 point bonus. Collecting a special egg glass will earn you 2,803 points, and entering the warp hole will earn a 300,000 point bonus for all players, although you will not earn the starting bonus if you enter the warp hole. You'll earn a 100,000 point bonus for a perfect bonus level. You earn a 25 million point bonus if you can complete the game with 1 credit. The scoring differences for the prototype version are as follows. You'll earn 500 points per egg as opposed to 50 points. The winning dino for each level will earn a bonus of 750 points per egg collected and 5,000 points per second remaining on the bonus clock. This bonus will be multiplied by the total number of players currently playing. For example, if there are 2 players, the bonus will be multiplied by 2, 3 players it will be multiplied by 3, and 4 players it will be multiplied by 4. You'll earn a bonus of 100,000 points for beginning on Island 1 Easy difficulty, 200,000 points for beginning on Island 3 Medium difficulty, and 500,000 points for beginning on Island 5 Expert difficulty. You will receive a 1 million point bonus for completing the game with 1 credit, compared to the 25 million for completing the game in the final release. I really enjoyed playing this game and still play it, especially if I could find it in an arcade, and highly recommend playing it either in an arcade or emulator, especially if you can play the multiplayer mode. I like this game more than Mappy, but not as much as Mr. Do, so Trog punches its way into the 11th position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Sunday.